110 acre pea field. These are Manitoba 4010s. We planted these this spring because the vetch and the rye that we aerial seeded last fall largely failed. So we needed an option for cover crops, and this is a transitional field to organic, fairly tight soils, a lot of clay, and we noticed that the Manitoba 4010s just do a superb job of rooting into that hard, tight soil and breaking it up and mellowing it out in the future. You can see that they get very large. This is actually a 5-foot pea here, and you can see they're in bloom today, and we actually have some peas here, and we're going to harvest these for seed for cover crop use.
Yeah, interesting. You can see that because of especially the moisture and cool temps we've had this spring, the pea just keeps growing. So it's got new blossoms on top, and almost getting toward at least eating sized peas on the bottom. Amazing thing about these peas, where you had nothing out here this spring, is that just in the span of probably several weeks, you had a pretty good mat of cover out here and started suppressing the weeds. So if you were to look down on the ground here now, you'd be hard pressed to find any weeds growing underneath this whole mat of material.
And you speak about that. That's one thing that we're interested in doing. On one of our other farm locations, we actually crimped the peas and are planting pinto beans. So we no-till crimped the peas, and we're no-tilling in pintos right in that location. We're going to give that a try because this is very effective at not even competing with rye, but giant ragweed and other things too. So it's an unbelievable amount of biomass here that we've generated in 55 days, 60 days.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of guys say, oh, it gets too late in the fall for me to harvest to do a cover crop. How do I make that happen? Well, here's something you can seed in the spring and still come back with, whether it's soybeans or edible beans, things by the 1st of June, and plant into that if you choose to.
I think it could also be great in the fall to mellow the soil, but also a lot of times if you can cover the ground completely in the fall, you seem to alleviate that spring pressure of weeds growing.
Yes, yeah, you suppress them in the fall from starting.
Sure.
Remembering that this is a legume, it's generating nitrogen, so hopefully as you harvest these for seed even and put a fall cover crop in here, going into next year, there should be additional nitrogen that's generated because you've gone this route.
Right. Probably not as much as the 100 pounds that we expect out of vetch, Gary, but what do you think we could expect out of these peas?
You would still think 50, 60 or something like that in a nice good stand.
Sure.
Certainly.